Hello my wonderful students. Welcome back to your science class. So students, today we will do our C part and D part of our back exercise questions of chapter number 6, that is changes around us. So I want every one of you open your science book along with your science notebook. Watch the video carefully and pause the video while writing the answers. So let's start. Yes, students. I hope each one of you have opened page number 68 of your science book. So students, today we will do our C part and D part. So let's read what does our C part's first question says. So question 1 says, students, give one example for each of the following types of changes. Now you have to give one example of each. Right, you have to give one example of physical change also, chemical change also, reversible change also, and irreversible change also. Right, so answer. So one example for physical change is change in the size of pencil or eraser with continuous use. Right, chemical change is burning of wood is a chemical change. Reversible change is salt dissolving in water. Right, salt dissolving in water, and irreversible curdling of milk. Question number 2. What does question 2 say, student? A potter shapes pot out of clay. You know how pots are made? Potters, who made pots? Potters made pot. So he then bakes the pots in an oven. Now you have to identify the reversible and irreversible changes taking place in the process. Now you have to tell, is that process a reversible or is that a irreversible? So the answer is, a potter shapes pots out of clay. This is a physical change. Physically he is doing now, which can be easily reversed. He can make the shape of a pot or he can make the shape of anything, right? So during this change, student, only the shape of the substance changes. Only the substance shape is changing now. Which shape he wants, potter can make, right? Without any change in the texture of the clay, right? So the potter then bakes the pot in an oven that makes the clay to become hard and brittle, right? Thus there is a change in the internal structure of clay which makes soft clay hard and brittle. This is a chemical change which is irreversible. So there are two processes. One is reversible, which is physical, and another is chemical, which is irreversible, right? So moving further, question number 3. Question 3 says, student, breaking of a glass tumbler. When a glass is break down into pieces, and burning of paper. When we burn a paper, are changes in which we cannot get back the original substances. We cannot get back the original substances, yes? So they says that what is the difference between these two changes? Now I have already told you, when there is a word difference, then you have to mark a line in between, right? Then you have to write one side whatever given in another side the other thing. Now here we have to differentiate between the breaking of glass and the burning of paper. You have to differentiate these two. Okay? So students, breaking of glass tumbler, so it results in the change of a shape of the tumbler. The shape of the tumbler changes, right? So burning of paper, it results in the formation of smoke and water vapors, right? And the molecules that make up glass remains the same, student. Burning of paper, molecules of the paper are converted to the molecules of ash. They become ash. When paper is burned, it becomes ash. So here, breaking of tumbler, glass tumbler, this is a physical change as no new substances are formed, right? On burning of paper, that is a chemical change as paper is converted into ash, right? No new substance is formed, student. So their physical that means that is a physical change where no new substance is made. That is a breaking of glass tumbler. But where there is a new substance is formed, that is a chemical change. I hope everyone has understood, right? Moving further, question number 4. What kind of change is cooking of food and why? What kind of a changes take place when we cook a food, right? And why? So the answer is, cooking food is an irreversible. Once we made a dough or once we make a chapati, we cannot convert the chapati into dough, right? So that is an irreversible change. Everybody know that is a chemical change. A new substance is formed. From a dough, a chapati is formed. That is, a new substance is formed. So student, during cooking, the molecules that is present in food changes to form new substances. Also, cooked food can be reverted to the raw state, right? Question number 5. So question 5 says that, do you agree with the statement that all physical changes are reversible? That whatever the physical changes are occurring, potters making pot or breaking of glass tumbler, whatever the physical changes are occurring, are all those reversible? Are all those can be reversed back? So if not, now I have given you one example, that is breaking of glass tumbler. Is that a reversible change? No, that is not a reversible change. I have given you an example of a potter making pot. That is a reversible change. He can make the pot and he can form the shape of pot, or he can make any shape from the clay. Right? So that is a reversible, but breaking of glass tumbler is not reversible. So that means all physical changes are not reversible, students, right? So if not, you have to give the correct statement. So there are some physical changes which are irreversible. For example, see, which example? Tearing of a paper. That is a irreversible, right? When a paper is turned, the size and the shape of the paper changes, but the molecule of the paper remains the same. Since no new molecules are formed, tearing paper is a physical change. At the same time, we cannot get back to the sheet of paper from the pieces, right? Once paper are teared out into pieces, we cannot join them, right? You can do that method, Fevicol and all, pasting and all that, but exactly same we cannot form, right? So thus the physical change is irreversible. Question number 6. So question 6 says that, student, growth is increased in size. Our growth, you all students are growing, right? Every day you grow, right? Is it a physical or a chemical change? Is that change is a physical, student, or is that a chemical? Now you have to give reason for that, right? So the reason is that growth results in increase in size due to intake of food. We intake the food, and as a result we grow, right? The food consumed by a living organism is absorbed by the body and is used to nourish the cells for growth, right? Therefore, student, this is a chemical change where a new product or new things are formed, which includes the formation of new substances during the process of growth. We grow, our eyes grow, our hands grow, our muscles grow, right? So new substances, new things are growing, new substances during the process of growth. So that means that is a that is a chemical change. So now that for by this we have completed a short answer question. Now we move further to a long answer questions. So long answer question, student, I again and again repeat that whenever you are watching a video, this video, please pause the video while writing your answers, right? I don't want any kind of mistakes, or I want everyone's work should be neat and clean, right? Please mind your writings. There are certain students whose writing is little bit I can't understand someone's. So please make sure that you are writing properly and you're writing the proper words, right? So okay, moving further. Question number 1. Explain the difference between physical, chemical, giving example. Again the word difference came, but students, so now you have to mark a line in between, and again you have to write the answer. So first is physical change and another is chemical change. Physical change is that change, student, where no new substances are formed, and on chemical change, obviously new substances are formed. And physical change, student, the molecules of the substances remain the same before and after the change, but in the chemical changes, the new substances formed during the change exhibit different properties from that of the original substances, right? Example of physical change, student, is heating of iron, right? And the example of chemical is curdling of milk. How heating of iron? When iron is heated, a piece of iron expands, but it contracts to the original size when cooled, right? Curdling of milk is that the molecules of milk are changed in the curdling process, which gives us curd, right? Moving further, question number 2. What does question 2 says? Now, one-way changes are classified as reversed and reversible. Explain with example. Now they have asked me that one-way changes are classified as reversible and irreversible. Now you have to explain the both thing by giving example of reversible as well as of irreversible, right? So consider the example when salt is mixed with water. Consider when we mix a salt with water. The salt dissolves in water, right? The salt dissolves in water, forming a solution. A solution is formed. The salt can be obtained back by evaporation. We can obtain back salt, student, by the process of evaporation of water, and student, water by condensation of water vapors, right? So such changes which can be easily reversed are known as reversible. Everyone knows which those substances which can be easily reversed are known as reversible changes, and vice versa, which cannot be easily reversed, that are irreversible. Taking example of rusting of iron, when an iron is kept in humid air of some days, a brown substance, that is brown color, when there is rust is in brown color, so which has very different properties from that of iron. So there is no simple way to get back the iron from the rust. So such changes which cannot be reversed are known as irreversible changes. Moving further, student. Question number 3. So you must be saying they are so long. The name is long questions. So the answer must be little long, right? So question number 3, student, what is a chemical reaction, and you have to explain with an example. Now you have to tell what do you mean by chemical reaction, and you have to explain with the help of an example. So student, chemical reaction is the process by which reactants react with each other to yield products. So in chemical reaction, the reactants molecules are completely different from the molecules of the products formed. So you can take the example that of take some washing soda and mix it with water in a bottle, right? After making sure that the washing soda is fully dissolved in the water, add a few drops of lemon juice to the content of the bottle. Hold a lit match, stick near the mouth of the bottle. You will see the match's exhaust, showing that the gas produces carbon dioxide. You can even perform this activity with the help of your mother and father, and you can perform this too, right? So question number 4. What does question 4 says? Question 4 is give one example to show that when substances are mixed, it may result in a chemical or physical changes. So student, as you can see, a whole chapter is about physical change, chemical change, reversible, irreversible. That's what our chapter is, right? So the example is when substances are mixed together, it can either result in physical or chemical change. Example, similarly, iron, they have taken if iron and sulfur are mixed, no chemical changes occur, right? But when the mixture is heated, it glows after some time and a black substance is formed, which is different from iron and sulfur. So heating a mixture of iron and sulfur results in chemical change. Similarly, when sugar and water are mixed, as we have talked earlier, you can write that is a physical change, right? Moving further, question number 5. Now question 5 says that when a candle burns, when we burn a candle, both physical and chemical changes occur, right? Wax is obtained from when we burn a candle. So explain. So explanation is that when a candle burns, student, wax in the candle melts and then vaporized as it drawn up the wick, right? Melting and vaporization are physical changes, student. The wax vapors then burned at the wick to leave behind soot and water vapor. While emitting heat and light, the burning of wax vapor is a physical change. Thus, student, wax undergoes both physical and chemical changes when a candle is burned. So that is the reason when a candle burns, there. I hope, students, each one of you have written the answers neatly in your science notebooks. Click the picture and send it to me. Till then, take care, stay safe, stay home. Thank you.